Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Josie's Point of View, where we focus on human interest stories throughout the Carolinas. Today is December the 8th, 2020, and this is an update to a story I've been following for just over 6 months, about 6.5 months now, and it has to do with the death of Army Specialist Roman-Martinez, a paratrooper from Fort Bragg who was murdered during the Memorial Day weekend when he was vacationing with friends in the Outer Banks area of North Carolina. A few of my subscribers have been asking me for updates, so this video provides you with the latest information as of today. And before I begin, I think I need to add a bit of a disclaimer. I want to say in advance that the information presented in this video may be distressing to some because it was for me when I first read about it. It may cause some of you to shed a tear or two because it did for me as well. And most of all, it may create feelings of anger and rage because it did that to me too. But it's all in the public domain, and as I've done from the very beginning, I want to make sure this case remains in the public view until those responsible for Specialist Roman-Martinez's death are brought to justice. And with that being said, here is our topic headline for today. I'll provide you with a summary here, and I'll place links to a few of the full articles in the description box. I have a few videos on this case, and they are all listed within my channels. And it starts with the announcement of his death back in May. And if you're new to my channel, I really would like to encourage you to go back and look at them because it really brings you up to date up to this point. But I hope you will indulge me for a few minutes by allowing me to summarize what is currently known about this case before we start talking about the autopsy. And I do promise to be brief. As you recall, he was reported missing with his friends. There were 7 of them. He went on vacation with them, and for some reason, it took them a very, very long time before contacting Park Police to report him missing. And then the information they provided was determined to be not factual, okay? Because at one point, we could hear the person on the phone saying, "We were trying to find someone, and we have not been able to find someone," and we knew that was a lie because they had been stopped by Park Police many hours earlier, and still they did not even say anything about him missing. Then the FBI joined forces with Army CID to work on the case back in July, and then you had his funeral in August, and finally Fort Bragg, they finally got around to having a memorial service for him, and some believe in some way that was just a day late and a dollar short, or in other words, it was just an afterthought where they eventually bowed to public pressure and tried to make themselves look good. And that's where it ended. No charges being filed, nothing being released to the public until now. And now you have the autopsy report being released. Some of the information was already known. We just chose not to talk about it. We knew they were able to identify him because his head had been separated from his torso, and his torso was never found. So what they found was his head, and they were able to identify him through dental records. It was clear from the beginning that his death was a homicide, and they were hoping that nobody would ever find him. Somebody killed him. And because all they got was this head, the autopsy report states they could not determine exactly if other injuries contributed to his death. We know cutting off his head was going to kill him, but did something else happen to him where they killed him and later chop off his head? We'll never know. They found evidence of multiple chops to the head, and the jaw was broken in at least 2 places. We all know this was deliberate, and one can only speculate that they probably killed him first and went to great trouble to cut off his head, and it was not a smooth process, so they kept chopping until they were able to get it done. So there you have it, and I'm a bit sick to my stomach. My heart is broken, and it's already, it's just a tragedy that somebody would kill this child. I said child because he's young enough to be my child. How can any human being be so cruel and still grace this earth? This family needs justice, and I'm wondering who is pushing to make sure that this case is thoroughly investigated. We don't need it to be a cold case. We need it to be solved. All I can say is continued prayers for this family, and in my heart, I am still believing that this case is going to be solved. And that's the only update that's currently available, but I plan to stay on this case, and as soon as new information is published, I plan to share it with you. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. And by all means, feel free to like and to share it. And if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to subscribe to my channel by clicking on that red subscribe button on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And if you click on this notification bell right here, you'll be the first to know whenever a new video is uploaded. I thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.